Have you ever looked at your hand and noticed a small crescent moon shape? At first, you might think it's just a random mark, a natural crease, or a trick of the light. But what if I told you that it could hold a much deeper meaning? What if this tiny marking was actually a message, one that speaks of intuition, destiny, and personal transformation? Across centuries and cultures, markings on the human hand have been seen as more than just skin deep. Ancient civilizations believed that the lines and symbols in our hands were like maps, guiding us toward the paths we were meant to walk. And among these symbols, the crescent moon holds a special significance. It has long been associated with hidden wisdom, spiritual awareness, and the ability to navigate the unknown. If you have this shape on your hand, you may have been given a rare and mystical sign, one that connects you to something far greater than yourself. In ancient times, markings like these were revered. The Egyptians, for example, believed that the crescent moon represented a gateway between the physical and spiritual worlds. It was linked to their goddess, Isis, the deity of magic, healing, and transformation. In Hindu and Buddhist traditions, the moon symbolizes enlightenment, personal growth, and the cycles of change that every soul must undergo. And in Western mysticism, the crescent moon is often associated with the divine feminine energy, the intuitive, creative force that shapes our dreams and aspirations. But what does it mean if you have this symbol on your own hand? Throughout history, those with this marking have been considered highly intuitive. You may find yourself sensing things before they happen, feeling an unexplainable pull towards certain people or places, or having dreams that seem to carry messages. Some believe that this mark indicates a soul that has lived many lifetimes, accumulating wisdom that continues to whisper through the subconscious mind. This crescent moon is not just a symbol of intuition, it is also believed to be a sign of destiny. Those who bear this mark often feel drawn to a greater purpose, as if they are meant to guide, heal, or inspire others in some way. You may feel a deep calling toward creative expression, spiritual exploration, or even leadership in a way that influences the lives of those around you. The challenge, however, is learning to trust this inner knowing. In a world that often demands logic and practicality, people with this mark sometimes struggle with doubt. But when they learn to embrace their unique gifts, they become powerful forces of change. There is also a fascinating connection between the crescent moon and the law of attraction. Throughout history, individuals with this symbol have been said to carry a natural magnetism, an energy that draws people, opportunities, and even synchronicities into their lives. You may have noticed that when you truly set your mind to something, doors seem to open effortlessly. Perhaps you have encountered moments where events aligned in ways that felt too perfect to be coincidence. That's because this mark is believed to amplify manifestation energy, making it easier for those who bear it to turn thoughts into reality. But with this magnetism comes a responsibility. The same energy that attracts opportunities can also attract challenges. Without proper awareness, it's easy to absorb the emotions and energies of others, sometimes leading to exhaustion or overwhelm. Learning to set boundaries, protect your energy, and direct your focus toward positive outcomes is crucial. The crescent moon shape in your hand may be a gift, but it is one that must be nurtured and understood. So what should you do if you have this mark? The first step is to recognize that your journey is unique. The crescent moon is not a coincidence. It is a reminder that you are meant to explore the depths of your intuition, to trust in the process of change, and to embrace the unknown with confidence. Developing mindfulness practices can help sharpen your intuitive abilities. Meditation, journaling, or even paying closer attention to your dreams can unlock the messages hidden within your subconscious. You may also find that creativity plays a significant role in your life, whether it's writing, painting, music, or any form of artistic expression. Channeling your inner world into something tangible can be incredibly powerful. People with this mark often have a deep well of emotions and insights that are best expressed through creative outlets. If you've ever felt a strong pull to create, to inspire, or to share something meaningful with the world, this could be why. But perhaps the most important lesson of all is to embrace change. The moon itself goes through phases, constantly shifting between light and darkness, waxing and waning in its celestial dance. This symbol on your hand is a sign that your life, too, will be filled with transformation. You are not meant to remain stagnant. Growth, evolution, and reinvention are all part of your journey. Resistance to change can create struggle, but when you learn to move with the rhythm of life, you unlock your true potential. Even if you don't have this mark, the message still applies. We all have an inner wisdom waiting to be heard, a deeper purpose waiting to be discovered. Whether or not your hand bears a crescent moon, your life is filled with signs, moments of intuition, and opportunities to follow your true path. The key is learning to listen. Have you ever noticed any unusual markings on your hands? Have you felt the pull of intuition guiding you towards something greater? Perhaps this is the moment to start paying attention to the signs, to your inner voice, and to the unfolding journey that awaits. The crescent moon mark is more than just an interesting shape on your hand. It's a call to self-discovery, a reminder that life is filled with mysteries waiting to be explored. If you have this mark, you might notice that you feel things more deeply than others. You might have always sensed that there is something more to life than what meets the eye. Maybe you've experienced moments of intuition so strong that they felt impossible to ignore. A sudden knowing before something happens, a gut feeling that turns out to be right, or dreams that feel like messages nudging you towards something or someone significant. People who bear this mark often feel a connection to the unseen. They may be drawn to topics of spirituality, ancient wisdom, or personal transformation. They may feel like old souls, carrying knowledge that they don't quite remember learning. If this resonates with you, then you're not imagining it. You are being called to something greater, something that requires you to trust yourself and your unique journey. But here's the challenge. With heightened intuition comes heightened sensitivity. Many people with this mark struggle with absorbing the energy around them. Crowded places can feel overwhelming. The emotions of others can feel like their own. It's easy to take on the burdens of the world without even realizing it. If this happens to you, it's important to learn how to protect your energy. Setting clear boundaries, spending time in nature, and practicing mindfulness can help you stay balanced. There's also another powerful trait that often comes with this mark, the ability to manifest. You may have noticed that when you truly focus on something, opportunities seem to appear. That's because this mark is believed to amplify the power of attraction. But there's a hidden side to this. If you constantly dwell on fear, doubt, or negativity, you might find that those things show up in your life as well. Learning to direct your thoughts and emotions in a way that serves you is key. Meditation, visualization, and affirmations can help you harness this power consciously. History is filled with stories of those who were guided by symbols, by intuition, by signs they couldn't explain. Many ancient leaders, artists, and spiritual figures carried markings on their hands that were believed to signify their purpose. Could it be that your mark is pointing you toward your own destiny? Maybe you've always felt a pull toward something creative. Many who bear this symbol are gifted artists, writers, musicians, or visionaries. There's something about their ability to see the world differently that allows them to create in a way that touches the hearts of others. If you've ever felt an unshakable urge to express yourself, to share your perspective, to create something meaningful, this could be why. The crescent moon mark is a sign that you are meant to bring something unique into the world. Or maybe your purpose is found in guiding others. People with this mark often find themselves in roles where they help, heal, or inspire. They are natural teachers, mentors, and spiritual seekers. They see life through a different lens, one that allows them to offer wisdom and comfort to those who cross their path. If people often come to you for advice, if you find yourself drawn to uplifting and empowering others, then you may be walking the path of a guide, whether you realize it or not. And then there are those who simply feel called to something unknown, a restless energy, a sense that there is something more out there for them. They may not know exactly what it is, but they feel it deep in their bones. If this resonates with you, don't ignore it. Your intuition is speaking to you, nudging you towards something important. Pay attention to the signs, the synchronicities, the small moments of knowing that seem to come from nowhere. They are not random. They are leading you somewhere. But having this mark isn't just about destiny, it's also about transformation. The crescent moon is a symbol of cycles, of endings and beginnings, of shedding the old to make way for the new. If you have this mark, you may find that your life is filled with change. You may have gone through periods of deep transformation where everything you once knew seemed to shift before your eyes. This can be unsettling, but it is also a gift. It means you are meant to evolve, to embrace new chapters, to never remain stagnant. And that might just be your greatest lesson. To trust the journey even when it feels uncertain, to surrender to the flow of life rather than resisting it. To understand that change is not something to fear, but something to embrace. The crescent moon mark is a reminder that transformation is a part of your path, and that with every ending comes a new beginning. Some people go through life searching for signs, hoping for some kind of confirmation that they are on the right path. But if you have this mark, the confirmation is already within you. You are given this sign as a reminder that you are connected to something greater, that you are meant to trust yourself, that you are meant to follow your intuition no matter where it leads. And even if you don't have this mark, the truth remains the same. Life is always speaking to us, always offering signs and messages if we are willing to pay attention. Maybe it's in the way certain doors open effortlessly while others remain closed. Maybe it's in the gut feelings that tell us which path to take. Maybe it's in the small moments of synchronicity that remind us that we are exactly where we need to be. So take a moment. Look at your hand. Maybe you see the crescent moon shape, and maybe you don't. Either way, the question remains the same. Are you listening to the signs? Are you trusting yourself? Are you following the path that calls to you? Because at the end of the day, whether or not you have this mark, your journey is your own. And the answers you seek, they've been within you all along. Perhaps you've spent your whole life second-guessing yourself, dismissing your instincts as coincidence, or ignoring the quiet voice inside that tries to lead you. But what if you stopped resisting? What if you allowed yourself to lean into the energy you've always felt but never fully trusted? The crescent moon mark is a call to remember who you truly are, to awaken the part of you that has always known the way. Imagine what could happen if you started listening to that inner knowing, if you stopped explaining away your intuition and started following it instead. How many times have you felt drawn towards something and later realized it was exactly what you needed? How many moments of hesitation have kept you from stepping into the life that was meant for you? What if the sign you've been waiting for isn't somewhere out in the world, but already within you? Some people are born into lives of structure, predictability, and logic. Others are born into lives of mystery, depth, and transformation. If you have this mark, you may find that life has never been straightforward. Things change suddenly. You feel emotions deeply. You experience both the highest highs and the lowest lows. But this is not a curse. It is a gift, because only those who have walked through darkness can truly appreciate the light. Only those who have lost themselves can truly understand what it means to be found. You may have felt different for as long as you can remember, like you see the world through a lens that others do not, like you notice details, feel energy, and connect with things in ways that others don't seem to. You may have found yourself drawn to the unseen, fascinated by ancient wisdom, or inexplicably interested in things beyond the physical world. That is because this mark is not just a shape. It is a key, a reminder that your journey is not meant to be ordinary. You are here to experience life on a deeper level. But that depth comes with responsibility. You have the ability to sense things before they happen, to read between the lines, to understand people beyond the words they say. You may have found yourself knowing the truth about a situation before it was revealed, feeling when someone is lying even if they say all the right things, sensing when something is about to shift, even if you can't quite explain how you know. If you've ever felt this, you're not imagining it. The crescent moon is a symbol of heightened awareness, and if it appears on your hand, it means your perception is sharper than most. This is why protecting your energy is so important, because people who carry this symbol often find themselves absorbing the emotions of others. You might feel exhausted after spending time in crowded places. You might find yourself carrying the weight of someone else's problems, as if they were your own. If you don't learn to manage this, it can leave you feeling drained, anxious, or overwhelmed. But there are ways to guard your energy. Simple practices like grounding yourself in nature, setting clear emotional boundaries, and making space for solitude can help you stay balanced. The crescent moon is also linked to cycles of change. Just as the moon moves through different phases, those who bear this mark often experience seasons of profound transformation. You may have found that just when you start to feel settled, life pushes you into something new, that relationships, careers, or even beliefs that once defined you eventually fall away, making space for something different. This can feel unsettling, but it is part of your path. You are not meant to stay the same. You are meant to evolve. It's easy to resist change, to cling to the familiar, to hold on to things long after they have served their purpose. But if you have this mark, the lesson is clear. Let go, trust, surrender. You are not here to live a life of stagnation. You are here to transform. The more you embrace this, the more aligned your path becomes. And yet, with all of this mystery, with all of this depth, the real question remains, what are you going to do with it? Will you continue to dismiss your gifts? Will you let fear keep you small? Or will you finally allow yourself to step into the person you were always meant to be? You were given this mark for a reason. It is not a coincidence. It is a reminder, a message, a calling to trust your path, to embrace your gifts, to follow the voice inside you that has been whispering all along. And if you don't have this mark, the truth is you don't need it to know that your life holds purpose, that your intuition is real, that the universe is always speaking to you, guiding you, nudging you towards something greater. The crescent moon is just one sign among many. The real magic isn't in the mark itself, it's in the way you choose to listen. Look at your life. Look at the way the right people have appeared at just the right time, the way doors have opened even when you didn't know how they would, the way your heart has pulled you toward things that made no logical sense, only for you to realize later that they were exactly what you needed. That is your sign. That is your confirmation. That is the proof that you are meant for something more. No matter where you are on your journey, no matter how lost you may feel, know this: you are being guided, you are being led, and whether or not you have this mark, the path you are meant to walk is already unfolding before you. All you have to do is trust it. At the end of the day, whether you have this mark or not, the truth remains the same. Your life is filled with meaning, with signs, with quiet whispers that guide you when you're willing to listen. The crescent moon is just one symbol, one reminder of the deeper journey you are already on. If you have this mark, take it as a nudge to trust yourself more, to lean into your intuition, and to embrace the changes that shape you. If you don't, understand that the signs meant for you may appear in different ways, through experiences, through dreams, through the people who cross your path at just the right time. No path is random. No life is without purpose. You are here for a reason. The question is, are you ready to trust that? Are you ready to step into the life that has been calling you all along? Because whether or not you see a crescent moon on your hand, the real message is already within you. It always has been.